Bernie.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Good to have you folks along. Got a good show lined up for you today. A live remote from Geared for Sports will be featured today. Might want to go buy a nice pair of shorts at Geared for Sports. Maybe a sleeveless t-shirt. It's going to be hot. And we'll be talking about that in a moment. Want to send out our thoughts to the folks up in Burwell. They were hit last night and up in the Garfield County area with some storms, straight winds of 75 miles an hour and possible rotations here and there. And they lost the west grandstand at the rodeo grounds, which was I believe the last one left that didn't get damaged in the storm a few years ago. They've rebuilt the structure from a few years ago, and it looked like they'll be rebuilding another one. They're tough folks in Burwell. They'll get it done, but that's got to be frustrating, that last piece of historic grandstand destroyed with the storm last night.
Yeah, unfortunate for sure.
Well, it's Mother Nature again. She's a little angry, and now she's going to put us in the oven for a couple of days. And speaking of that, Jeremy made a nice sheet to remind you that our entire listening area is either in an extreme heat warning or a heat advisory from late this morning through Saturday evening. This level of heat affects anyone without effective cooling and or adequate hydration. So groups considered more vulnerable than most to these heat levels include those who are pregnant, newborns, children, the elderly, and those with chronic illnesses. And, of course, never leave anyone alone in a closed car, especially in these upcoming conditions. Drink plenty of water, even if you're not thirsty, and wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. And if you can stay in the shade or close to an air conditioner, that would be recommended. We're seeing predictions of 103 real temperature and to the skin, maybe up to 110. So we'll want to be aware that that's dangerous out there, and we're not used to it. So
no,
we'll do the best we can to stay cool and hydrated. That's what we need to do. All right, the Prairie Pioneer menu today on this Friday. Boy, that pen is elusive. It gets away from you every moment. It's running from you all the time. There it is. The Prairie Pioneer Center today, chicken salad wrap, cottage cheese, Vegos, Beggoes.
I don't know.
That's what they are.
I don't know what they are.
Well, I think they would be a vegetables of some sort.
Yeah, have
Maybe
to show up and find out.
Yeah, go find out. They also are having fruit, and that is at the Prairie Pioneer Center. 872-6121 is the number to call if you're bringing someone along, some extra folks, or if you're new, or call them at that same number. You can set up home delivery. All right. The Custer County Give for Custer County started Monday. I think it's rolling along pretty well. We have been promoting some activities, some of the nonprofits that are having functions to raise money because they'll get a match from the Custer County Foundation because of money that was set aside for this fundraiser countywide. And I think we're safe to say now, Brent, that we're going to have some gourds out back.
Oh, good.
Replanted some mounds yesterday that didn't look like anything was coming up, and I did find a couple of seeds with sprouts that were in the ground. I may have planted a couple mounds a little too deep. I'm not sure, or I don't know. But anyway, we do have 4 plants, and we planted 4 mounds that have come up, and we planted 7, so we replanted yesterday. So I feel confident now that we'll have the Gourds for Good fundraiser will happen.
Great.
So to get it started, KCNI KBBN will be donating $1,000
Oh, wow.
to the Inclusive Playground.
Great.
And so that some of that will be matched, and I know that we was talking with some other folks that have already donated to that. But there's lots of choices for you out there to make your donations to in all of our communities.
Yeah, I think, when we had the ladies in from the foundation, they said over 40, I believe, right? Organizations that are a part of the event.
Yeah, and you can go online and make your donations that way, and pick one out or pick several out. You don't have to give $1,000. You can give $5.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what you give; it will be matched, and that's great. If you have questions about it, you can call the office at 872-2232 and ask for Riley, or I believe Jennifer. I hope my memory's right there. But anyway, they'll take care of you there. And if you have any questions, you can go online, pick out a charity of your choice, make a donation, and know that there'll be also money added to that. We would like to raise lots of money with our Gourds for Good promotion for the Inclusive Playground. That's a worthy task that they have. They are wanting to make sure that kids can play together on the same equipment. And there's some kids with challenges that does not allow them to do that on some of the playground equipment around. This would be up at the North Park Elementary School. And so when the kids go out and play, they can all play together.
Yeah, and the equipment, as you can imagine, it's just not cheap.
No, it's terribly expensive.
It is, and I think too they'll kind of be reworking the playground as well.
Yes.
With the new equipment that they bring in. So yeah, it's certainly, I mean, financially it is kind of a challenge.
Yes.
Obviously, when you think about what they want to do, and but like you said, it's a tremendous thing that they are working on, and to have the opportunity to help in that maybe a little bit is a good feeling.
It sure is. Now, again, the online opportunities that are there for you to make your donations. You can go to CusterCountyFoundation.org and give that way. Click on the tab that says Give for Custer County. You can mail your donation to the office, or you can drop by and just drop a check by. You have till the end of the month. It ends at midnight on June 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we've done. Now, if the gourds, if they die, if a bug gets them.
Oh, no. We're not going to think that way.
If the hail comes along.
No. We're not going to. No. We're going to stay positive. We're not going to think like that.
How much do you think I was thinking about different ways to market the gourds for good.
Well, I like the idea of taking pictures of the gourds with because you said we're going to name the gourds.
Yes.
So I really like this idea of taking pictures of the gourds being held by someone who has the same name as what we name the gourd. And I'll just say it, we saw him just the other day, Mr. Goodman.
Yes.
Gordy, we call him Gordy Goodman, and how can you not name a gourd Gordy, right?
I don't know if it'd be a good gourd.
But I'm thinking there's a great way to market right there. Mr. Goodman holding one of the gourds, holding the gourd that we call Gordy.
Yeah.
Be a nice way to market it. I think that's one idea, anyway.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
And then, we've got some other, we might just have a gourd stand and folks drop by and kind of a free will donation sort of thing, a gourd of your choice.
Yeah.
We'll get her done, and we want to raise more than that $1,000 that we're going to donate, but we're going to have to wait for the gourds to grow.
Yes.
To do good.
Mm-hmm. And they will.
Yes.
They will grow.
I like your confidence. I really do. All right, we did get a note here from Pat saying no sound.
Uh-oh.
And if anybody else out there, well, I guess I can't talk to them if they're listening. They can't listen online. This is no sound on our stream. And it sometimes does that. But I don't know. I guess we can try our phone and see if we're working or not. It's not working for Pat.
Yeah, we'll look into it. Thank you. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you very
for
much,
the
Pat.
Note.
Yes. But the radio's still working if you want to listen to the radio. Or I think probably the streaming of audio is working at KCNI1280.com or KBBN.com. I think what Pat is talking about is the video is not having any sound. We're showing a level here, but there could be some little problem somewhere that we don't understand.
Mm-hmm. And that wouldn't be the first time.
And what would have happened overnight from yesterday? No idea.
Yes.
We'll look into it. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate that. As I mentioned, a remote from Geared for Sports this morning. Otherwise, we have a bit of a light schedule. So that's going to allow us to give away some tickets to the Demo Derby today on the show. These will be window that will call tickets that you'll be able to pick up at the actual event at the window.
Okay.
So that means when we give them away, we're going to need your full name because we'll call them and let them know who won today.
Great.
So we can do that. Softball last night. Snappy night.
We did have softball last night, yeah. The Broken Bow Spirit 18U team took on DCB in a doubleheader and won both games. Game 1 was great. That was just a really good game. Tied 2-2 going into the bottom of the 5th, and then Broken Bow scored 3 runs. Then they hit the time limit, so basically Broken Bow able to win it in their final at-bat, won Game 1. And then Game 2, Broken Bow was able to take advantage of some different things and was really aggressive on the bases and ended up winning 14-2 in Game 2. So great to be on the air to call those wins for the Spirit. And, of course, this weekend, beginning tonight, actually, you've got the Spirit of the Sandhills Softball Tournament coming into town, where you'll have over 30 teams in 4 different divisions competing, probably talking about 500 or more athletes, when you combine everybody who's going to be in town over the weekend. So we wish the organizers of the event the best. And, we all know what the forecast says, so I know that preparations are already being made to make sure that whatever shade is available is provided. I know they're going to be putting up tents to provide shade wherever they can, and obviously going to make sure that everybody is staying hydrated and everything over the weekend. But it should be a great weekend, a lot of people coming into town, and we wish the Spirit teams who will be competing the best in the tournament this weekend.
All right, lots of people, as you said, and they'll all take the necessary precautions that will be provided in this heat that's going to be here. This in from Jeremy. Sound is fine right now, at least on my phone. So, Pat, you may have a problem, or there may be a partial problem here, but we're checking into it. But they're getting sound on Jeremy's phone at Jeremy's house this morning.
Good.
I want to say good morning to Eli and Isabel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Shipe kids.
Hi, Shipe kids. I still haven't found any favor with Isabel yet. She just doesn't care
for me. She hasn't warmed up to you yet, huh?
No, she hides behind her mom when she sees me. It's a little depressing. Eli, so far, he doesn't care. All right. Let's play a little 80s country, as we promised we'd do
All
today.
right. Good.
This is kind of amazing and fascinating, maybe to just a radio guy, I don't know. 80s country, all right? There was a lot of traditional country that made a comeback in the 80s. Randy Travis and...
Yeah, especially, later in the decade, Randy
George
came along,
Strait
sure.
and those guys that were bringing back traditional sounds.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were the number one song, according to 2 different surveys that I checked out today, for the top 80s country song was this one, which is more of a pop crossover.
Oh.
and it was quite a duel. I mean, I'm not arguing the talent there and the success of the two artists, but this was the number one song,
I bet I know.
country song of the 1980s.
Iowa Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, the people sitting right behind us, all of a sudden they started talking about the movie Jaws. And there was a person behind us that, I've never seen the movie Jaws.
Really?
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, if you haven't seen the movie Jaws, it's worth your time.
Well,
It was a long time before I saw the movie Jaws. I saw it for the first time just a few years ago, watched it on television.
Well,
It really is a good film.
it is. I mean, if you saw it in the theater or at the drive-in, it was even scarier because it was the big screen. And
Well, especially, remember, this came out in 75, so you watch it now, and you kind of, but when it came out, it literally kept people from going to the ocean, did it not?
it did, and it also, unfortunately, increased the number of people killing sharks. It made people paranoid, and
Really?
and there was a lot more shark fishing and I guess harvesting is a word I could use. Although I think they just increased the number of shark deaths, and of course they're a very important predator in the ocean.
Sure.
And so they really fought that for a while because of the fear of sharks. And if you get to looking at the first movie especially, and as you say, from 1975, you can tell it's a rubbery sort of a shark that slides up onto the back of the boat. But I think what got most people, and if you're out there listening, I think you would agree, is the very first scene when the lady was treading water in the ocean, and all of a sudden she disappeared, and then there was blood.
Yeah.
That was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the shark itself was scary, and it was so big, and it was doing things kind of like Moby Dick,
And let's face it, the music.
Yeah, bum 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 bum. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Added to it too.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Here's a question about the movie Jaws. If you've seen the movie, there's a moment where the character Brody makes a memorable comment when the great white makes his first appearance while Brody is chumming the water. Okay. What does Brody say? Here are your choices. I thought we were fishing for mackerel. I'd like to go home now. You're going to need a bigger hook. Or did he say, you're going to need a bigger boat? What did Brody say when the great white makes his first appearance while Brody is chumming the water? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
And win yourself those demo tickets, brought to you by Gibbons Electric.
Good morning.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
The right approach to care makes all the difference. And at Broken Bow Dental, that means staying true to the values that matter most to this community. Dr. Casey McLeod and her team build lasting relationships, knowing every patient by name. She also listens, making certain your treatment is the right fit. And with advanced technology, the team at Broken Bow Dental streamlines care, completing procedures in fewer visits so you can get back to what matters most. Located right off Highway 2 in Broken Bow, Dr. McLeod's practice is now accepting patients. Better, brighter, Broken Bow Dental.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the month of June is one more good reason. Palmer Monuments After Memorial Day Sale. Go and see Palmer Monument today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off their already reduced prices. Their goal is to assist you in selecting a memorial that best fits your family needs, and they'll save you money too. During the After Memorial Day sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow and Lexington.
We have Brenda on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for calling in. All right, here's your Jaws question with Brent. Dum, 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 dum.
All right, Brenda. Brody, the character Brody, made a memorable comment when the Great White made his first appearance. So what did Brody say? Do you need the choices?
Nope.
Okay, what did he say?
He said we're going to need a bigger boat.
You're going to need a bigger boat. You got it. Way to go, Brenda. And because you've answered correctly, we are going to give your name to the folks there at the Demolition Derby so you can present your name to them and get in there for free. And we're also going to throw in with it the Secret Garden coupon that'll get you a free drink from the Secret Garden. So come on out and see us for your certificate for that when you can.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
All right. You're listening to The Breakfast Show. Today we're playing 80s country.
Wake up to the best.
I never miss a morning.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
CBS's Jared Hill.
On social media, President Trump called the decision a big win, adding it's bigger than California. Quote, if our cities and our people need protection, we are the ones to give it to them should state and local police be unable.
British lawmakers are debating an assisted suicide bill. CBS's Vicky Barker has details from London.
This family doctor would welcome the chance to help her terminally ill patients die if that's what they want.
We can't promise anyone at the moment that they will have a good death.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KSNB, a Hastings man stands convicted of a felony in a case involving a 13-year-old girl. Kyle Cybras, age 20, was charged earlier this year with first-degree sexual assault of the victim. Monday, he pleaded no contest and was convicted on a lesser charge of intentional child abuse. Details of the case were sealed by the court, but the charging documents indicate that the victim was assaulted in April of 2024. He will be sentenced September 15th and could get up to 3 years in prison. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
A Game 7 will be happening in the NBA Finals as the Pacers defeated the Thunder 108-91 in Game 6. At one point, Indiana was up by 30 points. They had 6 players in double digits, with Obi Toppin as a leading scorer off the bench with 20 points. Pascal Siakam, a double-double. Tyrese Halliburton, who's been dealing with that calf strain, played 23 minutes and had 14 points and 5 assists. OKC had 21 turnovers in the loss. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ended with 21 points, and Jalen Williams ended with 16 points. In baseball, the benches cleared at the Padres-Dodgers game after Fernando Tatis Jr. was hit by a pitch in the 9th inning, causing both managers to leave their dugouts. And then Shohei Ohtani was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning, but the Padres survived 5-3 to avoid a 4-game sweep. And the A's walked it off against the Astros 6-4 in 10 innings.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A heat advisory begins at 11 a.m. today and continues until midnight tomorrow night. Ample sunshine expected today, with daytime highs approaching 103. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 74. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. 104 tomorrow, sunny skies. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Janet Lawhorn.
Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's go outside with Jack Simpson and see what it really feels like. Is it getting hot, Jack?
Well, with the wind, it's definitely helping with that wind. It's 75 degrees outside, sunny skies. The south winds from 5 to 15 miles per hour. Barometric pressure at 29.74, humidity at 76%. No rain in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month at 3 inches and 23 hundredths. High yesterday of 93, overnight low of 71. Sunrise today was at 6:05 and sunset today 9:15.
Boy, Jack, it wasn't that long ago we weren't reaching 71 during the daytime. And here we are holding that 71 overnight. and that wind certainly will help.
Oh, it's with the wind right now. It's definitely not as hot as it would be if there was no wind.
Yeah.
So
it is going to dry things out, though.
Yep.
And it's going to make the yards started that we're doing so well a little stressy out there in the corn and so forth with the wind. But hey, thanks. Are you out front or out back?
I am out back. I see you have the water going over the gourds and 3 eggs still.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed the 3 eggs were still there, and according to research that Brent has done, we're watching to see whether Mom and Dad leave it as 3 eggs.
Yeah.
Or kick one out.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And that's going to be a crowded nest with three birds in there when they hatch.
Mm.
That's going to be like living in a one-room apartment with 3 kids.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We've had that is the prime nesting spot, though. It's, do we use that? They're nesting, they build their nest in one of our, on one of the supports of one of our satellite dishes.
Backside of it.
Yeah. Do we use that satellite dish for anything anymore?
No, we left it there for a backup in case something would happen to the bigger one that we installed a number of years ago now. But the engineer said, leave that one there in case something happens to the big one. We can use the other one for a backup. So it's not doing anything, just making shade for birds.
I was going to say the birds love it because, well, they were making nests on that dish when I first arrived here in the early 90s, I believe.
Yes, and the nice thing for viewing is it's about eye level. It's not.
Oh, yes.
It's not very high up, and so you can kind of, you have to climb a tree to count eggs usually.
Yeah.
But they seem to find that to feel safe, and they fly away when you walk out or hop around and make their alarm noise. But it's kind of fun. And it's kind of fun to have those gourds back there. Gourds for good.
That's right.
They're getting a drink this morning.
celebrate 22 years in business. All plans are 50% off. If that wasn't exciting enough, enjoy a delicious drink or treat with them at the former McDonald's parking lot Tuesdays through June in Broken Bow. They'll see you soon at the Secret Garden.
Spring and summer fun is upon us. Here at Team Physical Therapy, we want to get you ready and keep you healthy all year long. If you are having trouble getting back into shape, call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We are highly trained in sports injuries that you may be experiencing. Whether it's a muscle strain, shin splints, foot, knee, or shoulder pain, let your movement rehabilitation specialist get you in shape for summer fun. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
8:12 is your time. Temperatures already in the mid-70s this morning. And we do want to remind you again that the entire listening area is in either an extreme heat warning or heat advisory from late this morning through Saturday evening. And be sure and hydrate, stay in the shade when you can, drink plenty of water even when you're not thirsty, and wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing if you're out. And, of course, if you can, stay in the shade or near an air conditioner. And big thing, I think, is the hydration part of it. Make sure you've got plenty of water in your system. The level of heat affects anyone without effective cooling and or adequate hydration. And there are folks who are a little more susceptible to heat stroke, such as newborns, youngsters, the elderly, and those with illnesses, and those who are pregnant. So keep that in mind during this next couple of days through the weekend. And as Brent mentioned, we have hundreds and hundreds of softball players, lady softball players, coming to town, and they are prepared to provide all the water and different things and shade that they can create. But if you are going to the games, take some water with you and take a nice cap with a brim on it to protect your skin from the sun, because it's going to be pretty piercing sunshine this weekend with all that heat. So
yeah,
be very careful. We are going to be giving away another ticket before long here to the Demo Derby, which is tomorrow afternoon. Gates open at 4. They start at 5, I believe, and they're working up the arena, getting it ready. And they're hoping for a huge crowd for that. They'll have water and concessions and so forth for that, too. And the grandstand, as most of you know, is got a big roof on it, so you can find a shade spot. Kind of over the years, when we've done events or been to events there, usually one end or the other is less populated depending on where the sunshine is.
Yes,
because
yeah.
it runs east and west, and so that's the situation there. So get yourself a shaded seat and have some fun at the Demo Derby tomorrow night. This is an effort between the Ag Society and the Chamber of Commerce, and they hope it's a good fundraiser for both, and that it'll go off well enough that they'll be able to do it again. So that's tomorrow. Then you got all the folks in town for the ball games, and the list just goes on and on. Every weekend of things to do. Next weekend, there's 3 festivals in our listing area that we'll be talking about next week, and those include the Sargent Fair and Chokecherry Jamboree, Ansley Muddy Creek Celebration and Car Show, and the Callaway Pioneer Picnic, and they have a car show for that as well, and lots of activities at all those events. They'd love to have you maybe just get in a car and check them all out next weekend. Today, on Friday, I don't have anything other than the ball games are starting today, as you mentioned, and the demo tomorrow. But tomorrow there's also the very important Kids Day presented by Hunters for Youth. That starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and runs till noon, so it shouldn't be too hot yet. And that is at the lake at Ansley, and it's free for the kids. They can cast their line and reel in some fun. And I'm sure they'll have some prizes and so forth for that. I noticed when we went by the other day, there is some topwater moss starting to accumulate, but there's still plenty of open water there. And I think the bluegill should be getting close to being done with their spawn. If that's the case, they might be pretty hungry, so it might be fun for the kids. And there's some bass in there, might be a few trout left, and I believe there's catfish in there as well. So kids should have some fun tomorrow morning at the Ansley Lake. Thank you for the folks who put it on, the Hunters for Youth.
Yeah.
Let's see here. My list is pretty long today as far as covering things, and I know you've got some things over there that we want to talk about. Now, I did see this morning a sign on Highway 2 out this way that was laid down with sandbags with it. That might mean in the very near future that the construction will begin on Highway 2 between Broken Bow and Myrna, because I don't think I saw that before.
Okay.
And they were planning on, according to the press release we had here, starting work on this stretch of highway this past Monday, but we haven't seen any activity. So we're thinking maybe next week. Well, whenever they start working, we'll let you know, because we're out here. We'll know.
Yeah.
And kind of give you a heads up as to expect some flag people out, ask you to slow down. Do not use your phones through the construction area. There's all sorts of things we can do to keep those guys and gals safe out there when they do start the overlay process, and they're going to do some dirt work, and it's going to be pretty extensive right in through here. And that will all start at Thompson Addition turnoff in Broken Bow all the way up to just past the turnoff of Highway 2 onto the Victoria Springs Road.
Okay.
That's not going to be happening. All right. Is a professional basketball still going on?
Yeah, there's a Game 7. I'm so excited. I missed Game 6 last night, but yeah, Indiana forced Game 7, apparently. Defeated Oklahoma City at home last night, so here we go, Game 7. If you're a sports fan, Game 7 you just love. Game 7. So yeah, it'll be Sunday night, apparently.
I'm thinking next year they'll probably have Game 10.
Yeah, if you have a 7-game series, it goes deep into the month of June, doesn't it?
Yes.
In fact, they're going to get done with the finals, and in a month or two, they're going to start warming up for next season.
Yeah, the ladies are at it already, right? The professional.
The WNBA season is underway.
What's all the fighting about with the ladies? I saw an article where they said it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think it is getting a little out of hand. I don't know. When it gets out of hand, it does seem as though Caitlin Clark is playing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I just don't quite I guess I don't watch enough of the WNBA to really make comments about it, but yeah, it just they get real physical with the defending of Caitlin Clark. And I know in a game just a few days ago, one of her teammates decided that she was going to stick up for Caitlin, and the next thing you know, there's players on the floor, and it got a little intense.
There was some ponytails being pulled.
Yeah.
They've been trying to rough her up since she got into the pro league, it seems like. And does she instigate that, or they just don't like her because she's kind of a shining star?
I can't comment. I have no idea. But I do know that I think she was injured for a few games, and I read an article where like the viewership of the WNBA was way down during her injury, and then when she came back, the viewership went right back up. So she's kind of must-see television on the basketball court. She does some amazing things, and it really has been cool, I think, to see the way women's basketball has grown, and just the way the players have developed over the years. I'll tell you what, women's pro basketball, man, those ladies can play basketball.
Yes, they can.
It's really been neat to see the way that sport has grown.
I noticed in a promo for some upcoming games that the marketing has improved as well, because these a lot of the players look like muscular models. You know what I'm saying? They're all fixed up, and they look really sharp, and so they're highlighting their physical ability and how they can still look like ladies, and until they get into a fight.
Yeah. So
I guess.
So yeah, it's become pretty intense for sure, especially if the Indiana Fever are involved in a game, it seems like.
Well, there's folks who go to stock car races but to watch the race, but really they like to see a car tumble over and roll over. And then there's people who probably go to basketball games who go for those confrontations that take place. There's that side of it too.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's almost over for the men, and the ladies are in full steam ahead.
Yes.
For pros. There's so many different sports that have extended now. You got the football league, summer football league, and
yeah, I think that just wrapped up the other day. They had their championship game.
That's always struggled, that off-season professional football, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah, they've tried on different occasions to try another football league. I think this time they have, a little bit more solid financial backing behind it. Because I can't imagine they're meeting all of the financial responsibilities on ticket sales. At least the games that I would tune in and watch a little bit of, there just weren't too many people in the stands sometimes.
Must be about the TV rights or something to keep them going.
That sure could be. Yeah.
80s Day on country music, and here's a big hit from the 1980s.
Lineup with the machines that best suits the needs of the farmers and ranchers of central Nebraska. Our shop crew takes pride in providing you with the best service to take on the tough jobs day in and day out. Check out the 2025 lineups as you tackle your spring projects with Agland ATV and Broken Bow. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride.
Online at aglandatv.net. Agland ATV, Broken Bow.
828, a reminder, the Arnold Community Foundation are having an event on Sunday called Be a Game Changer in conjunction with the Give for Custer County, a free will donation meal and competitive team game event featuring a meal from 5 until 7, games 6 until 9:30. So sign up your team and raise some money on Sunday for Arnold projects. And again, that is also in conjunction with the Custer County Give for Custer County promotion that is underway and will end in June. All right, let's talk a little bit about Good Times.
Okay.
The Good Times Saloon, formerly the FUBAR. It's the 1886 Good Times Saloon in Anselmo, and they're having some great weekend specials this Friday and Saturday, today and tomorrow. Today, starting at 5 o'clock, it's chicken fried steak with side salad and a choice of potato. Tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m., smoked prime rib with side salad and a choice of potato. And you can find them on Facebook for updated hours. They'd love to see you in Anselmo this weekend. Again, on Friday's menu today at 5, it's chicken fried steak with side salad and choice of potato. Tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m., smoked prime rib with side salad and choice of potato at the 1886 Good Time Saloon, formerly the FUBAR in Anselmo.
Great. Great to have that establishment coming back open.
You bet.
That's great.
You bet. That's a good thing. Also want to let you know, too, that the 12th annual Custer County Tractor Ride was postponed. They're not going to be doing that this weekend. They had planned to do it on Saturday, tomorrow, but they've moved it to July 18th. It'll all be the same schedule. They'll start at Westerville's Country Partners. They'll have breakfast at 7 a.m. until 8. The tractors will leave at 8 a.m. They'll take a morning break at 10, lunch at noon, an afternoon break at 3, and then arrive back at Westerville at 4:30. There's a $50 entry fee, so now you have time to get your tractor in. There'll be approximately a 50-mile trip through Custer County. They're going to take the Round Valley Road and have a scenic ride. For more information, contact Matt Denson or Peggy King at 308-872-6303. Again, that has been moved. It was postponed to July 18th.
This past Monday, we had the wonderful privilege of participating in the, I guess you would call it kind of a flag ceremony for our dear departed friend Wayne Mills, whose funeral service was on Monday. And while we were gathering there, we happened to see somebody and visit with him, and his name would be Stan over there at the Whiskey Barrel. Stan looked like he was doing good.
Oh, he's doing well, yeah. He always has some information available, some thoughts. As our old friend Tom Hilkemar used to say, if you will.
Yeah.
Stan is a fun guy, likes to joke around, give you a little, tease you just a little bit, but he's dedicated to his store. He's been running for many years now. He's got a great staff, and they're located right across from Gateway Motors. Always check out the sign on the front. He's got a pretty funny one right now. It's always a little sharp edge to it, but it's funny and good. And inside the store, products are all displayed nicely. He was telling us Monday that he was having a little trouble with the keeping the beverages cold because he had a cooler breakdown on him, but he got it fixed and he was cooling it all back down again. So when you go in, it's going to be nice and cold. And with purchase, you get free ice. You can put some ice in your cooler. I stopped in here a while back, and I started putting some ice in my cooler, and Dave, that's not the way you put your beverages on ice. So he come over and showed me the proper way.
Good.
So you get a little help with that.
Yes.
But know that when you go in to the Whiskey Barrel that there's no glitzy, fancy specials to get you in the door and then have higher prices. The store is priced right all the way across because they know what they need to stay in business, and that's all they're asking for. So don't worry about spending too much money on a particular product. They make sure everything is fairly priced, and they're open 7 days a week. Yeah, and it was good to see Stan.
It was
on Monday. Yeah. Yeah, he was wearing shorts.
He was, yeah. Notice that.
Kind of fancy shorts. They're kind of like the ones that got the crease in the front.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chris Smith of the Palmer Monument Company. You already know about the advantages of pre-selecting your family memorial. Now there's yet another good reason to come and see us today. For the entire month of June, with a coupon from the newspaper, you'll receive additional savings off our already sale prices. We'll assist you in selecting the stone, the inscription, and the artwork, and we'll save you money too. Come see us during the After Memorial Day sale at the Palmer Monument Company in Broken Bow and Lexington.
The folks at Nebraska State Bank want to wish you and your family a happy and safe summer, filled with lots of memory-making fun. Barbecues, swimming, ball games, and the county fair are some of the best parts of summer. They look forward to all the local celebrations and parades and hope to see you there too. Do your banking at nesb.bank. Nebraska State Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Building something big or just tackling a do-it-yourself project, whatever your vision, they've got the supplies you need to make it happen at Ansley Lumber and Supply. From lumber to paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all, with top-quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
8:35 is your time. All right. We are going to take, now here's how it works. We're going to take a caller, and I'm just going to ask you to call in during this 1-minute break. So we're going to have to do this pretty quick. Well, I'll have a song afterwards, I guess. I'll have a backup here.
Okay.
It's live radio, so you got to have a backup. But we're going to give you 60 seconds to call in, and this is a giveaway of the Demo Derby ticket. There's one. This is one ticket brought to you by Cook Cattle Buying, and they are making this ticket available. This ticket will be available at the ticket window, so I need to get your name first and last so that we can call your name in, and when you go to the demo, you can just go up and say, I won a ticket on KCNI, KBBN's Breakfast Show, courtesy of Cook Cattle Buying.
Yeah, and when you do that, you also have to say, my favorite radio station.
Yeah, that's, you know.
Yeah, in order to get in, you have to say, KCNI, KBBN is my favorite radio station, and Brent and Dave are my favorite radio hosts.
And they're handsome.
Yeah, that too.
And they don't look their age. They look younger than what they are. And they're stealth. Anything else?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, by the way, if you win the ticket, we'll write all of this down for you, and so you can repeat it.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give our caller a little more time to get the information from them because we want to get this right. So I'm going to go over to the CD player.
All right.
And play a little 80s country. Call me at 872-2801 and win yourself a ticket to the Demo Derby. It is 8:39, and we congratulate Sheila.
Yay!
Sheila has won herself a ticket to the Demo Derby. This ticket giveaway brought to you by your friends at Cook Cattle Buying. And we have one more ticket to give away before we close the show, so be listening. And also, the caller said yes. We are her favorite radio station.
Oh,
and
nice.
Favorite DJs.
Ah.
And we're handsome, and we don't look our age.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. We ought to do that more often.
I agree. Yes, I think this is the way we need to give away stuff in the future.
Self-indulgence is a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Especially these places where you go and pick up the ticket at the location. You have to tell them all those things.
They'll probably say, for that, you're not getting a ticket. We'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with us.
It's gonna be a good day.
Every morning. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
The right approach to care makes all the difference. And at Broken Bow Dental, that means staying true to the values that matter most to this community. Dr. Casey McLeod and her team build lasting relationships, knowing every patient by name. She also listens, making certain your treatment is the right fit. And with advanced technology, the team at Broken Bow Dental streamlines care, completing procedures in fewer visits so you can get back to what matters most. Located right off Highway 2 in Broken Bow, Dr. McLeod's practice is now accepting patients. Better, brighter, Broken Bow Dental.
Aero Aviation, your aerial application provider. We're always there. Your trusted source, right on course, flying through the air. Aero Aviation, the leader in the field.
8:41, and we're having fun. Thanks for listening today. Speaking of listening, if you're having a little trouble hearing the show, turn it up just a little bit. But maybe, if you're like some folks that we know very well, the dials on audio equipment seem to be going up because the hearing abilities seem to be going down. That's kind of a good measurement. If you notice that the TV's really loud when somebody walks in and they're having to speak really loud over the TV, well, either you really like the show and the music and the sound, or you can't hear it very well. There's only one way to find out, and that's have your hearing tested.
Yeah.
Nebraska Land Hearing's ready to do that for you. Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 35 years of experience right here in Custer County, right here in Broken Bow. And she has been voted best of the best in many different arenas several times. So feel confident that she will be very, very accurate on your hearing. If you're struggling with hearing and worrying about missing out on conversations with family and friends or at gatherings that you attend, stop and see Roxanne. Give her a call, set up an appointment at 308-384-3852. She's also available in the office at the Broken Bow Chamber Building. She has her clinic office there. Her business name is on the front of the glass window there. Just walk in. If she's not there, they'll write you down or call and leave a message. She'll get right back to you. No need to travel out of town to Omaha, Lincoln, or Denver. Roxanne sells the top technology right here, and she'll fit your budget as very best she can. Call her at 308-384-3852.
I have a feeling that a couple of very busy places this weekend will be the Tumbleweed Cafe.
Oh, boy.
And Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill. Tumbleweed Cafe open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily for dine-in meals. And don't forget about their Wake and Bake Nook. Now, this is Monday through Friday, and until 6 p.m., you can go through their drive-thru and pick up a delicious take-and-bake casserole, which you can take home for a home-cooked meal on these busy summer nights. Also, don't forget Monday through Friday morning, 6 to 11, you'll find delicious breakfast items ready to go. Things like burritos, sandwiches, cinnamon rolls, biscuits and gravy, and more. So drive through and grab a quick breakfast to go to get your day started. Monday through Friday, they do that 6 to 11 a.m. at the Tumbleweed Cafe. And, hey, while you're in for the Demolition Derby, maybe tomorrow, Derby gets over, you're like, you know what, let's kind of go get something to eat, wind down a little bit, and maybe you can throw axes. There you go. Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill for drinks and delicious sports bar food like cheese cigars, wings, clubhouse flatbreads, burgers, and fries. The Tumbleweeds Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill, west side of the Tumbleweed. 7 days a week from 5 to 10 p.m. is when they're open. But Carmen always says the grill is on until she walks out the door. So there you go. Tumbleweed Cafe and Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill ready to serve you this weekend.
Sounds great. Good to have you along, folks. It's 80s Country Day.
Sometimes she runs, sometimes she don't. More than what she...
Nothing wrong with the radio. Oh.
Hey, you do that pretty good. Do that again.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I got talents, man. I haven't even pulled out of the drawer yet.
Oh, brother.
Oh, boy. We'll be right back.
Duda Plumbing, the guys you want when you need a new septic system or your existing system needs a good pumping. With Scott and Colton boasting over 40 years of experience, they know a thing or two about keeping things flowing smoothly. Don't wait until your backyard or basement smell like a swamp. Get on their schedule for a pump every 2 years. For the really tough spots, their sewer camera can spy on what their eyes can't catch. For over 40 years, Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
Hey, this is Andrew from Rise Rehab and Performance. It's that time of year we want to get out and enjoy the nice weather. Walking, running, yard work, gardening. Whatever the case, that increased activity unfortunately means some of us are going to have some troubles. Foot pain, hip pain, low back pain. Hopefully not all of it. But at Rise Rehab and Performance, we're set up to help you out. We can get you back active and enjoying this nice weather. So come visit us on West Highway 2 or call us at 872-5800.
Is there anything better than getting rewarded? Let us ask you this.
How many reward apps do you currently have on your phone? Are you 2 purchases away from that free coffee or maybe a sandwich? Well, maybe we have one last question. Are you being rewarded for spending? If you said no, we can help you change that. At Bruning Bank, we offer 4 levels of our Bruning Bank credit card so we can best match you with the credit card suited for your lifestyle. The best part? You earn rewards with every purchase. Give us a call today at 308-872-2757 or visit BruningBank.com to learn how you can make the most of your purchases. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
8:49, or almost 10 minutes before the hour. Summer solstice arrives tonight.
Oh.
Spring ends tonight at 10:42 Eastern Time, when summer officially arrives.
All right. And to celebrate, the high will be in the hundreds.
That's right. So that means you need something to cool off. It's National Ice Cream Soda Day today. Invented in the 1860s, ice cream soda has become a summertime favorite. Soda and ice cream, what's not to love there?
Yeah. I never got the opportunity to grow up in the days of the old, I guess you'd call it the ice cream fountain shop or
soda
what?
Fountain?
Soda
Yeah.
fountain shop or
Yeah.
whatever. Where you were probably in those days, weren't you?
Oh,
that
you
had
betcha.
to be. I don't know. I watch some of the old television shows that feature that on the show. That I wish I could have lived in that time period and enjoyed that. That just looked like it would be really fun to go to the soda fountain place and get a treat.
It was great. I'm going to age myself here, but when I was a kid, you could go to Holcomb Pharmacy, which was on the west side of the square, and they had a soda fountain.
Uh-huh.
It was great.
Yeah.
They had really good items. Then over at Central Nebraska Drug, which was over where it was next to the one space over from where the $1 monuments are there.
Oh,
on
okay.
the south side of the square. That was Central Nebraska Drug. And Ben Franklin's dime store, where Bruning Bank is, had a soda fountain.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, yeah. And they had good root beer floats.
Yeah.
And I would mow the lawn for my grandpa, and he'd take me down and get me a root beer float.
Uh-huh.
Even after I cut his electric cord on his mower, he took me in.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. He still gave you a treat.
Yes.
Wow, that's a sign of love right there. Obviously, he thought a lot of you to still reward you after that.
I think he thought a lot about me at that time. He had this little electric push mower with, and the cord, I ran over and cut it in half.
Oops.
But I got a root beer float anyway.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's the three that I can think of off the top of my head.
Uh-huh.
But, you go down. Well, here's a little story. When you were in junior high, your basketball practice was either at North Side School or South Side School, and it alternated.
Okay.
So when you got out of class at the what is now the middle school, what's soon to be the Art Center, then you either went to North Park to basketball practice or you walked to South Park.
Okay.
And so if you went to the South, then you could stop on your way and get candy or a little snack or stop at the soda fountain. Yeah. And I'll tell you a story off the air about what this one player stored his candy in, but I don't think I'll tell you on the air.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Nicole Kidman is 58 today. Oscar-winning star of The Undoing, Bombshell, and Big Little Lies, and, man, a lot of different things. John Goodman, 73 today. He played Dan Connor in Roseanne and also played in The Big Lebowski. He was really good in that. I think he also played Babe Ruth, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and played Fred Flintstone.
Yes, yeah. Lionel Richie is 76 today, iconic pop singer and an American Idol judge.
Mm-hmm. All night long.
Oh, gosh,
all
yeah.
Night. You going to dance on the ceiling later?
No.
Oh, okay.
He started out with the Commodores. Some of you might remember that. Michael Anthony is 71, longtime bassist and Hall of Fame rock band Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
And John Taylor is 65 today. He is a member of the supergroup Duran Duran. And he is 65 today. So if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. And we do mean you. Yeah, I could tell you the whole story on that candy.
Yeah?
But I don't think I will on the air.
Okay.
Randy Travis, big hit in the 1980s.
You may think that I'm
Travis, that was a big hit for him in the 1980s. I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
Good neighbor, co-host, brother and son all in one. I got an issue, and I've talked about it before on the air, but it goes back to the Job's Daughters dance in the 1960s. And I was invited by Patty Lacey to go to the Job's Daughters dance. And I didn't walk her from the car to the house after the dance. And I've always felt bad about that. She says she's forgiven me. And I sometimes I draw cards for her, and I drew a picture of her house and the sidewalk and where I didn't walk her. And I still feel guilty about it. I'm a man of guilt. I like guilt. If you're not guilty, then you keep doing it. If you don't feel guilty, you keep doing it.
Yeah.
If you're not guilty, you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I didn't walk her to the door. She doesn't even remember it, but I just can't get it out of my head. Well, every once in a while, Joan, my wife, her real name's Karen, and some of her friends get together. Sally and Jan sometimes, and some others. They'll meet in Arnold and have dinner together because Patty lives in North Platte.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Perfect in-between spot there.
Yeah. And I sometimes will send a card or draw a picture for her, just trying to, get rid of my guilt. She says she's forgiven me because she doesn't remember that I didn't walk her to the door. Do you think am I going to go over the top today if I send some flowers with Joan for Patty?
Wow. I don't know. I guess not. I mean,
and if I do send flowers, would you go for like a big bouquet or just one single little vase? What do you think?
One single little vase. Boy, that is a good question. Probably something smaller. I think. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't want to make my wife feel bad.
Well,
if
yeah.
I went with like a dozen roses or something like that.
Yes.
Not to have to borrow money from Joan to buy the roses to give to Patty.
Yeah. Now, see, what's interesting to me is, now this you said goes back to the 60s.
Yeah.
And you're feeling guilty about not walking, I guess, your date.
Yeah, was she
to the door.
Well, let's just face it, she needed somebody to go to the Job's dance with.
So she basically took pity on you.
No, she just needed a human body to take her to the dance.
I see. But I guess what I'm getting at is that, here we are in 2025. Would that even be a thing today? Do you know what I'm saying? You pull up with your date to drop her off after you've had your date. Is it a thing to walk them to the door now, or no?
It should be.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I wasn't old enough to drive.
Oh.
So we were probably taken in the car. I don't remember who was driving, but we weren't old enough to drive.
Oh, okay.
Yet. And so I had to get out of the car to let her out because it was on Highway 2 there on the main drag, and worst thing I could have did is let her get out on the highway side and get run over by a car.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of the car. So I'm standing there. I could have just walked her to the door. I didn't.
Yeah. Well,
I think we should after the news break, we should ask Cadence if people still think they should do that.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's
young
going to
lady.
be a senior in high school, and
yeah, let's do that after the news.
Okay.
Which is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Iran's foreign minister joining counterparts from the UK, France, and Germany at a meeting of the UN Human Rights Council. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer's in Geneva.
The Europeans have been very anxious to open diplomatic space, and that's what's going to happen today.
President Trump says he'll decide within 2 weeks on whether the U.S. will strike Iran as the conflict with Israel enters day 8. Federal appeals panel rules President Trump may retain control over California's National Guard.
In this particular circumstance, the Ninth Circuit said that under the statute, a great deal of deference must be given to the president.
Steamy temps blanketing the country from west to east. It hit 117 in Phoenix.
I can't walk the dog. The dog's mad at me because she can't go for anywhere at this point.
Definitely it can make things a little bit more, depressing. You just want to stay inside all day. You don't really want to do anything because it's so hot outside.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good, seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Payoff via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
A Game 7 will be happening in the NBA Finals as the Pacers defeated the Thunder 108-91 in Game 6. At one point, Indiana was up by 30 points. They had 6 players in double digits, with Obi Toppin as a leading scorer off the bench with 20 points. Pascal Siakam, a double-double. Tyrese Halliburton, who's been dealing with that calf strain, played 23 minutes and had 14 points and 5 assists. OKC had 21 turnovers in the loss. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ended with 21 points, and Jalen Williams ended with 16 points. In baseball, the benches cleared at the Padres-Dodgers game after Fernando Tatis Jr. was hit by a pitch in the 9th inning, causing both managers to leave their dugouts. And then Shohei Ohtani was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning, but the Padres survived 5-3 to avoid a 4-game sweep. And the A's walked it off against the Astros 6-4 in 10 innings.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A heat advisory begins at 11 a.m. today and continues until midnight tomorrow night. Ample sunshine expected today, with daytime highs approaching 103. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 74. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. 104 tomorrow, sunny skies. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Custom. That's their gig at Sandhills Custom Creations. From the west side of the square in Broken Bow, they make t-shirts, banners, metal signs, vinyl decals, tumblers, photos, keychains, and so much more. Find Sandhills Custom Creations on Facebook.
9:06 is your time.
Oh, man.
What happened?
I don't even know if I want to say. Just embarrassing. I went to take a sip of coffee.
Yeah.
Have you ever done this? You take a sip of coffee and you can't you can't get the cup lined up with your mouth good enough, and then you drink it and then you dribble it over the front of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. My goodness, I can't even just embarrassing.
You know, I got a solution to that.
So that has happened to you?
Oh yeah. Just go.
Has it ever happened to you in, like, at the restaurant?
Yes.
Like you're having breakfast and you're there with a group of people and you go to take a sip of coffee and the next thing you know it's dribbling down the front of your shirt. That's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. Like if you're in a business breakfast with some hot shots and you spill your coffee on yourself. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I got a solution though.
Okay.
Geared for Sports. Just go down and get another shirt.
Oh yeah.
Because I imagine they probably got some sales going on right now.
I have a few shirts in my closet. Came from Geared for Sports.
Well, we're gonna take a chance that they're ready for us down there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're hooked up, and we promised a remote from Geared for Sports. So let's do it now. You're listening to KCNI, KBBN Radio, Broken Bow, Nebraska. Let's go live to Geared for Sports. Here's Jeremy.
I was wondering.
We lost them. They were hooked up.
Oh, yeah?
They were disconnected for some reason.
Oops.
Well, that didn't work very well. Cadence. Real quick, we have a question while they're getting hooked up. I'll watch that. Have a chair, young lady. I have a question for you. It might seem like a silly question, but we need to know. Back in the 1960s, I was invited by Patty Lacey to a Job's Daughters dance. And we weren't old enough to drive, so somebody drove us back to her place after the dance. And I got out of the car and I let her out. And then for some reason, I didn't walk her to the door, and it wasn't very gentlemanly thing to do. And I've been suffering guilt ever since that time in my life, Cadence. And our question is, would that be a problem nowadays? Would you be upset if your date didn't walk you to the door?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Oh, Cadence.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Cadence, way to go. Just make the guilt feel even worse for Bernie right now.
Oh, man.
That's great.
Oh, man. So if they didn't walk you to the door and it was your first date, would that then end the chances of that guy getting a date again?
I think it'd just be kind of like a strike. 3 strikes, you're out.
Aha.
Oh. Well, I didn't even get another chance to get up to bat. That ended that deal, Cadence. But here's the thing. This very nice gal, Patty, is friends with my wife, and they're getting together today. I'm going to think about sending her some flowers.
Oh, yeah.
What would you suggest? Something big or something just kind of...
I don't think it's necessarily like how big the flowers are, but I feel like it's the quality. Like if you just give her some roses with the wrapper still on, like that's probably not good. Maybe just like a couple of like small like variety of flowers maybe.
A variety?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like make sure they look nice.
Thank you, Cadence.
You're welcome.
First of all, I'm sad that it would still be an infraction. It makes me feel even more guilt. But the help with the flowers will be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm worried about is there'll be some other classmates, they get together, and they're going to be a little upset that I got her just flowers, but I don't care because I need to get this resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cadence.
You're welcome.
All right, looks like they're hooked back up again. Should we try it?
Why not? It's live radio.
It's live radio. We're going to see if...
You've got a backup plan, right? You got a song ready?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I got one. All right, let's go downtown to Geared for Sports. You're listening to KCNI, KBBN Radio, Broken Bow, Nebraska. Let's go downtown and turn it over to Jeremy. Jeremy, are you ready for us?
Yeah, we're listening, Dave. Tina's giving me a weird look, though, on the Facebook Live side. Is it doing the thing where it hangs up and doesn't go?
It's stuck on 1.
It's stuck on number 1.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we're going to send it back to the studio for just a second, Dave. Hopefully you've had time to pull up that song, and we'll just kind of reset on this side and get ready. When you send it back our direction, we'll be ready.
Okay, all right. I do have a song that I think is really cool. So I just remembered I did have a song lined up that I knew what it was. Over here on the CD player, I have no idea what those songs are.
Okay, all right.
But you can read it on this screen.
That's great.
And Cadence, this is a song about when this person was growing up, and she wore rolled-up jeans and a plaid shirt. She was a country girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't considered cool then. It was more during probably the time period where country wasn't as popular as it certainly is now. It was more rock and pop and top 40 stuff. And this lady just stayed true to her
roots.
Self.
Yeah.
Yes. And her name is Barbara Mandrell. Does that ring a bell with you at all?
Nope.
Yeah, it would have been before your time.
Yeah. George Jones, does that ring a bell with you?
No, not really.
Oh,
All right, yeah.
boy.
Well, not only have you ridden me with guilt, made me feel really old. Thanks, Cadence.
Yep.
I remember wearing straight leg Levi's, flannel shirts even when they
Jeremy at Geared for Sports. Jeremy?
All right, thank you, Dave. Yes, we're ready to go. What we're going to do is we're going to post the video after we're done. So we're going to describe everything really well on the radio, and then we'll post the video on the St. Hills Express Facebook page for you folks to check out after. Morning, Scott.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Going good.
Good. We're back by the shoes, and that's kind of where you kind of wanted to start. What part of the shoes do you want to start on? You've got lots of different new arrivals.
Yeah, we've got a newest one's called Cane Footwear, and it's a recovery shoe, but it's 100% waterproof. So if you, like you were talking about, you go out to the garden and you can just wear them, wash your feet off with them, or take them to the lake, river, because they're 100%, but they're also like a shoe, and they have comfort and cushion and have an arch and everything like that.
Yeah.
So your feet won't, like a normal sandal, you won't feel worn out. Your feet will feel good and everything.
And kind of like the Merrow ones or even Crocs, they've got kind of the rubber on top with the holes in it.
Yep.
But these, like you said, have more of an arch. Mm-hmm. I know that one of the main complaints for people that sometimes can't wear Crocs is, well, they have no arch support.
Right.
They just give too much. I can tell these have a really good arch in them.
Yeah, I have a pair and I wear them all over the place, everywhere, and yeah, the arch support's in there, so your feet aren't going to be worn down, and they come in a unisex size. So yeah, that's how we have them placed right now.
Great. Another thing that we were talking about before we went on the air is that you're one of 2 dealers in the state that has these Mount to Coast shoes, right?
Correct. And actually, I was one of the first 20 nationwide. So,
wow.
Yeah, so they're a great shoe. They are actually the guy that developed them. He used to be the Brooks developer, and they're kind of got the Brooks stuff, and they're made to last longer. They're about 800 miles. They said people can wear them instead of like the 200-300 miles or stuff. So,
well, I don't know how to describe this, folks, but this sole on this shoe is thick and feels like it would put up to more mileage. Yeah. But when I picked the shoe up off of the shelf, I almost threw it through the ceiling because it's so light.
Yeah, here's the other one, and then it has the dual. So you can, like, people that have like a narrow front, and they tie up, so you can tie it, make it tighter up here, and then tie up there to make it fit better.
Very cool. So those are there, and then of course you've got a good selection of Brooks. Let's see. I want to show up close everyone my favorite one. Oh man, you can't go wrong with red, white, and blue right before the 4th of July. Check those out. Those are pretty slick looking, and you've got a wide selection. You've probably got 20 or 30 shoes between men's and women's together.
Right.
You've got a really good selection here.
Yeah, and then I forgot, if I can reach it, we just got Skechers.
Very cool.
So we've got some Skechers shoes now.
And I know that people that wear Skechers are very loyal to them because they fit well. You can walk a long ways, and that's the perfect summer shoe, especially if you're going to be putting some miles on doing whatever you're going to be doing this summer.
So, yeah, we'll be bringing in more, but we've got some Skechers shoes with men's style and then a women's. So.
Okay. And then real quick on the shoe side of things as well, right behind Tina, you've got some Twisted X, and then you've got that Merrill that we were talking about as well.
And then we do have regular Merrill shoes that we have over there. So
great.
And this one's 100% waterproof, too. So.
Yep, that's like the ones that I've got at home. They're really comfortable, and they fit your foot really well. Very nice, just to be able to rinse your feet off at the end of the day. Good for yard work.
All right, and then we do have a full selection of men and women's slides and slip sandals.
Okay, great. Good selection there. A couple of different brands to choose from if you want Under Armour, or how do you pronounce that?
OOFUS.
OOFUS. Okay, would have messed that up. Glad I asked. Okay, well, that's kind of the shoe side of things. Now, you've got a sale going on going forward when people stop in, right?
Yeah, now through Sunday, we've got a 20% off store-wide, excluding the rocker chairs and the stadium seats.
Great. So when people are in town playing softball, I hear there's going to be a lot of softball players around this weekend. They can swing in and do some saving.
Yeah, stop in. It's going to be hot, so we got the AC cranked, and you can save 20% while you're shopping and getting cool.
Okay, let's take a look at some of these items on the racks and on the shelves as we work our way in here. You've got some other shoes here. Looks like basketball shoes.
Basketball
and stuff.
clearance shoes, yep.
Okay.
And then they're all like 30% off or more on these basketball shoes. So
if you're a basketballer, there's no real off season, so you can save right now and go
Right.
and wear these to the park when you're shooting hoops.
Correct.
Okay, some black clover
hats, and then we do have some polos too.
I know the people that wear these really love them because they really wick.
They
heat.
wick well, and they're just, and we got these down here are some black clover polos and stuff. So we're pretty stocked on black clover.
Great. Okay, so lots of different polo choices if you're going golfing sometime soon, or you just want to look a little bit
They
dressy.
look good for just going out too. So
okay, those are behind us, and we'll just keep walking right up this
right.
wall here. Got lots of different shorts. We've already seen a couple of different shorts, whether you want gray or black or ones that tie, blues, greens. They're all available too.
And then these are this free fly, and they're actually water, so you can wear them in the lake or something like that. They're like a casual swimsuit that you can just wear for every day, or if you just want them out get wet, you can. They're waterproof, so they're made to be in the water. So
well, and I like I don't know what these are technically called. I call them sweatpants shorts.
Yeah.
But I've got a pair of these at home, and they're great. Even in the summer, if it's a little chilly in the house, you got the AC really going, but you don't want to commit to a pair of sweatpants in the summer. These are a good option.
Right.
Okay.
They're fleece, and then we have this is our free fly shirts, and they're actually sunproof. They've got 50. See what's it say here? 20% SPF in them, so you can wear them. They're light enough, like if you want to wear them outside all day.
Cool.
We have some long sleeve ones too in the back, but they got the SPF in them, so you're protected a little bit from the sun if you're outside too long or working outside.
Well, if you're like me and you prefer short sleeve, but you're horrible at putting on sunscreen and reapplying, this you don't have to worry about the sunscreen.
Right, yeah, and then we got a couple different colors of those and everything. So
great. Those are kind of a camouflage look, and then you've got the blue and gray camouflage for those of you that are listening on the radio. So lots of color options
and then
there.
We do have some just plain, like a light blue, grayish.
Okay, very cool.
And we have them on the women's side too. So
all right, and then some basketball shorts, and
for
then
the kids,
for the
some of our
kids,
used stuff, and then here's some just t-shirts and shorts and odds and ends on this rack here.
Okay, lots of hats. We've already walked past. It feels like you've got hats about every 10 feet in the store. You've got some hats here, hats back there, and then I call it the hat tree that's up front.
Yeah, I'm a very much of a hat person, and it takes a lot for me not to want to order more hats. So I try to, but yeah, we try to keep them well stocked because everybody's got a different preference of hats they have, and give them many choices and options.
We got the Broken Bow Double B. We've got the Broken Bow Indians. Let's see, lots of different colors. The red ones, blue ones for the Live Lucky ones.
Yeah.
Under Armour camouflage.
Yep.
Great. And then all
Pip
the
Viper,
sunglasses.
the Pip Viper sunglasses, we have a good selection of those.
They're popular. They're
Yes.
humongous. They take up half your face, but man, people love wearing them.
Yeah, they're been going pretty good. So we've got a lot of kids that like them, and they're great for, like I think kids like them for ball because it protects their eyes a little bit when they're looking for stuff. So it's
Yeah,
good.
it doesn't let any sun in at all.
Correct.
Okay. Should we look at the equipment?
Absolutely.
Because you say store-wide, besides the rockers, that of course includes the equipment side of things, whether you need water bottles or you need sweatbands or maybe you need a pair of cleats or football.
We just got our newest orders of football cleats in, so we're fully stocked from size 1.5 up to size 13 in football shoes, and we got several styles. So
great. Yeah, there's a whole, pretty much takes up the quarter of the wall over here.
Yeah, and the scary part is I got a lot more in the back. So
oh wow, okay, so that's the thing. If you don't see your size, make sure you ask.
Yeah, and then we've got like arm sleeves for people, football gloves, volleyball knee pads, mouth guards. We got a lot of all different styles of mouth guards. And I just got appointed with another company called Battle that they have mouth guards and equipment, so we'll be getting some stuff with those in too.
Even kickoff tees.
Yep.
If you want to practice at home, or if there's coaches out there, youth coaches and things like that, you need a tee.
Yeah.
They've got tees.
And then we got quite a few footballs and even more in the back. So, or the all-encompasses football pants, or they call them the girls, the football pads on the girls and stuff. So.
Okay. And then all the backpacks and bags that you would ever need. Socks, of course, you need those for every single sport. And then you've got things for the folks that are going to watch the games as well. We always talk about the water bottles being for the athletes, but you need a pretty...
Especially this weekend, you're going to need if you're sitting out watching softball, you're going to definitely need a water bottle or
two.
You're
going to need one of these things. If you get to town and you're like, well, it's going to be 105 degrees and I'm watching my kid play softball this weekend, come and get this water bottle. This thing is massive. It's Under Armour. It's bright green. Can't lose it.
I do have a red one or a couple other colors. So
great. Okay.
And then this is all our arms, athletic recovery type stuff, basically.
Ankle
braces, knee braces, shoulders, thighs, calves.
You name it. You can put a compression sleeve on it, can't you?
Exactly.
Great. Well, 20% off store-wide,
Correct.
And that goes through the weekend?
Yep, through Sunday. And we're open on Sunday, 12 to 4. And we're going to be open on Sundays throughout the summer, 12 to 4.
Okay, and your Saturday hours and then weekday hours?
So our Saturday hours are 9:30 to 4, and then Sunday is going to be 12 to 4.
Okay, great. Well, come in, check out the shoes, folks, and then check out all of the apparel. This place is, since you opened, you've stayed stocked up, and it's impressive to see the amount of selection that you've got, and it's right here in Broken Bow, and people have this available to them to come and get whatever they need. So I'm sure you'd love to see them in.
Yeah, we'd love to see them in, and we're always looking for new brands to bring in. So.
Yeah, if you don't see something, I know that's what you always say in your ads. If you don't see something and you're interested in checking it out or getting it in, there's a lot of brands that you can order from. You might not have it in stock. And then there's brands if people are really falling in love with, maybe you can become a vendor and grow from there.
Yeah, we'll sure try to become a vendor so we can keep them in stock for people.
Great. Is there anything we didn't talk about, Scott, you wanted to mention?
No, just that, like I said, we got 20% off store-wide except for the rocker chairs or the stadium chairs. We've fully stocked. We've got shelves in the back that got stuff. So if you don't see it out here, ask if we have it in the back because there's a chance we might. But, yeah, we'd love to see you come in and stop in and get out of the heat and come shop in the coolness.
The AC works very well. That's a very good feature for a store this weekend, isn't it?
Yes, it will be.
Well, we're at Geared for Sports, folks, west side of the square in Broken Bow, and you can come in and get 20% savings in through the weekend, and they would love to see you. They've got 7-day-a-week hours all throughout the summer. We'll send it back to the studio.
Thank you, Jeremy. 20% off store-wide except for those stadium rockers. That's a good time to go shopping. You can get that shirt replaced.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, great inventory Scott has. Works really hard to have the latest styles, and boy, the way that they have grown their shoe department, you just heard, has been a real benefit to the community.
All right, I think you have one more thing that you wanted to remind folks of.
Yeah, don't forget, actually today they're opening up the Duke's Bar and Grill. Now, if it's the Duke's Bar, we've talked about this week. If it's the Duke's Bar and Grill, where would it be? Well, it's got to be in Hazard, man.
Got to be.
The Hazard Bar is under new ownership and sporting a new name, the Duke's Bar and Grill in Hazard. Opening day is today. They'll open the doors at 5 o'clock with a regular menu of sandwiches, including, and this is where the Dukes of Hazard theme comes into play, they'll be serving the Luke, which is a hamburger, or the Bow, which is their cheeseburger. The Daisy is a Philly steak sandwich. The Boss Hog, a loaded chili cheese dog. The Uncle Jesse, a chicken fried steak sandwich. And the Roscoe is their hamburger topped with their delicious barbecue sauce. Now, tomorrow they're going to open at 11 a.m. with their full menu, and also have smoked chicken quarters, pulled pork sandwiches, along with potato and salad bar. Now, moving forward, their regular hours will be Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 10, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 1, and then closed on Sunday and Monday. So they're excited to be open. They're ready to meet all of you, so stop in today, tomorrow to the Duke's Bar and Grill in Hazard.
Thank you, Brent. All right, we have one more ticket to give away to the Demolition Derby, which is tomorrow at the Custer County Fairgrounds. The gates open at 4. They'll start rumbling around 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Jeremy Shipe and Brent Amperson will be the PA announcers. Take plenty of water with you.
Yeah, I think we both are making preparations to do just that.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have one ticket left here to give away. This will be another will call ticket. So that means we will need to get your full name off the air, and we'll then call your name in. So there'll be a ticket waiting for you at the ticket office tomorrow before the Demo Derby. It's brought to you this time around by Adam Marshall Land and Auctions.
All right.
And with that, we have a song that is recommended by Brent because we got a note from Jeannie Rapp.
Mm-hmm.
Said, for some reason, I'm thinking a yellow rose symbolizes I'm sorry.
Well, there you go. That's what you can give to, I'm sorry, I forgot her name already.
Patty.
Patty, yes.
Yeah. I don't think they call her Patricia. Patty.
Okay.
Or Pat.
Yeah.
Anyway, the story goes, I do want to say I'm sorry. And Cadence didn't help. She said that, well, if you didn't walk somebody to the door on a date, then that's strike one.
Yeah.
And then I never got up to bat again.
Mm-hmm.
But Patty says she doesn't. Anyway, I want to, they're getting together today. The girls are getting together, and I wanted to give Patty an apology gift.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow rose, perfect.
Yeah. According to Jeannie, it might symbolize I am sorry, which would be perfect. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So during this song, give me a call at 872-2801 and win yourself a ticket to the Demo Derby while we enjoy a song about a yellow rose. Rose. Been a lot of fun today, folks. Hope you'll join us again on Monday for another edition of the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. And please welcome all the visitors to our community this weekend, all the softball players and families that will be coming here. And we'll start playing this afternoon and offer them a cold drink and a shade tree if you happen to meet some of those folks. And love having them here. I know you visited with Tom last night during your broadcast of the softball. I'm sure he's very excited about getting things going again.
Yeah, very excited. Tom Griffith, we visited with him during the course of our Spirit softball broadcast last night. Tom, one of the event directors of the tournament. And so, they are very excited. Action will start, I believe, this evening at, mostly up at Melham Park for this evening. And then as we go into tomorrow, I know the entire 10U tournament will be played at Tyke Arnold Field. And then I think the other divisions will mostly be played up at Melham at the softball complex there. So, a lot of softball during the course of the weekend. So feel free to go on out and take in some of the games. They've made it free admission this year. So no matter where you go, you can just go to any one of the fields and take in the games.
Sounds great. Again, our hearts go out to the folks up in Garfield County. Tornado warnings last night and stormy weather, and it took the remaining original grandstand or bleachers from the rodeo grounds, which is unfortunate, but I know they'll build that back up and replace that or do whatever needs to be done. That's just what they do at Burwell for that fantastic rodeo that has been going on for so many years. And I hope there wasn't too much other damage up there as well to farms, ranches, and homes from that storm last night. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks, guys and gals, for dialing us up. Appreciate it each and every day.